So Dan Tortora here with a special Dolphin Dive with Coach Rockwell here. And Coach, I mean, getting honored today and seeing your number out there forever on this baseball field that already has your name, just what that means to you and if that's sunk in yet.
Well, as I said at the luncheon this morning, it's really special because you got to share it with a lot of people now. You know, I talked about individual awards that I've gotten over the years, but I never could share them with the people that made it possible. You know, without the kids showing up today, the players, there'd have been no Rockwell Field, there'd have been no celebration today and so forth. And today gave me the opportunity to say thank you, and that made it very special. And you top that with, if you would have asked me what would you like in a LeMoyne College baseball player, Eric Holstein was the guy. He did everything, and you know, I don't know how many guys signed professional baseball contracts. A lot. We had a lot of kids playing in the big leagues. None of their uniforms are put away. Eric Holstein never played professionally, never played in the big leagues, and we take his uniform and put it away. Why? Because he was special, and everybody recognized he was special. And you didn't have to be a major league player, you didn't have to be a professional player to be special. What the program meant. Now, obviously, he took a lot of pride. One of the things I wished I'd have said today at the luncheon, I wish you could have been in Cincinnati when they honored Tom Browning. There were 13 LeMoyne people there. It was such an impressive. They mentioned LeMoyne. They talked about a lot of different things. It gives you a little bit of pride that you can sit up. You know, when you get older, the youngster, the kid asked me how big a part did family play, and I said, you know, if you coach in high school, if you coach college, you spend a ton of time. So you've got to have a foundation, a support staff at home, and my wife, you know, been together 57 years, raised the kids, did this, did that, and so you tie all this together, it becomes extremely meaningful. Now, I realize it sounds corny, but it's the way it is. I mean, it's realistic. And, you know, I kind of closed it by saying, hey, I got every award you can get in this baseball business. I'm all finished. There's no more I could get, guys. But it gives me the chance to say, for all you people that made it possible for me to get all this, I say thank you. And that was a good way to end the video.
Dick, you know, not only have you had the opportunity to coach here, but also to lead here as an athletics director, and there's only been 4 now with Bob Beretta the 4th. Just what that has been like for you, and that piece to go from coaching into the leadership of all of LeMoyne, and to be able to spend years overseeing all athletics.
Well, I spent 27 years coaching. Now, some of that overlap with athletics. That never was a job to me. Coaching was never, coaching baseball in Moyne College was never a job. My God, I worked 7 days a week. You know, I never spent a 4th of July home. I was never home Labor Day. I was always some Legion tournament. Now you become the baseball coach and the athletic director. Now you're dealing with personnel. Now you're dealing with budget. Now you got a job. And, you know, I talked about the value of the pre-stand, Father Mitchell, how he made it so easy for me to he wanted me to give, I wanted to give up the baseball. I wanted to give up the AD's job and keep the baseball because I got sick and I couldn't do it anymore. And he said to me, I'd appreciate it if you give up the baseball and stay as the athletic director. Now that meant a lot to me because I had to work at being the athletic director. I mean, I didn't want to be it to begin with. I ended up, and for 17 years, and I look back, I didn't I didn't hurt the program at all. Our teams kept winning. So.
And, you know, I mean, you've had such a connection. You've had so much to do with everything that is here at the Dick Rockwell Field. Now your name is out there like we had talked about before. Did you ever think when you started, when you fell in love with baseball as a kid, that all this would be here?
No. You know, again, I told a story at the luncheon. I was a cocky kid. I went to Ithaca. I knew I was going to play at Ithaca as a kid. When I came here, the attitude, well, she'd be a good one to talk to. We live over there in Swiss Village, right? And I don't know what year we were 500. Let's say 9-9. I don't know. We're in a basement apartment, knocking on the door. 2 captains show up, and they want to know when the party's going to be. Party? What are you talking about? You know, we've never been 500 here. We have 500. I threw their ass out of the party. I threw their ass out and said, hey, 500 is not going to cut it here, guys. And, you know, I can remember telling Coach Nyland, you know, we're going to get professional players. I mean, we hadn't had any professional players. Then Jimmy Weston goes to the big leagues with Atlanta, and then it just started. Kids wanted to play with winners. Winners wanted to play with winners. I probably chased more kids away than I recruited, and I'd say to them, hey, if you really want to play, you can't get a better education with the Jesuits. Now, they were all over the place back then. And I said, I can help you with your baseball, but don't come here if you don't want to play, because you're going to have to play. And so your philosophy was, if you didn't want to do the work, no problem. I had 3 other kids that played your position. And so anybody in that luncheon today could have coached those kids. And you had on one staff, you had Tom Brown and Jimmy DeShays, Joe Bone. Now, Joe Bone got hurt in AAA. There'd have been 3 Major League pitchers on 1 Division II staff. I mean, anybody could coach that club. It made you people think you're a genius. And so you're lucky. You catch a lot of breaks along.
You spoke about how when you were a kid, if anybody wanted to play and have that shot for the big leagues, it was in Ithaca. How did LeMoyne become a place that was such a bridge to the majors? To this day, we're still seeing guys like JoJo Gray that are out there.
Well, I appreciated Gray being on the video today. Now, I didn't know Gray, and but in this business, you can always find somebody critical of something. The jealousy of this, that. I have never heard anybody say a negative thing about Gray. I don't know. Now, Mike Curtin shows up, used to be the Board of Trustees guy, lives in Washington, go season ticket holder, call me about Gray. He says, hey, you got one of our guys up here. What can you tell me? I said, I've only seen him pitch twice. I tell you, he's got a good arm. But I think the point being is, the single common denominator in that room today was, it was more like family. And I think I talk about the portal. I didn't talk about the NIL. But we wouldn't have kept those players here. I mean, we had housing facilities. So you could go anywhere you wanted to go because they were so good, right? So if you'd had the portal back then, there would have been no Dick Rockwell thing. I realized that. And but there are enough kids that Father O'Brien could sell the mothers, I could sell the kid if you really want to be a player. Now, I can't sell anything or want to sell anything, but I could sell myself. Yeah. Now that doesn't sound right.
I know what you mean.
But that's true.
You know, and you said, I mean, with the world of NIL and the portal today, if you were coaching today, I mean, what advice would you have to someone that's out there trying to coach today, knowing that essentially every year is free agency?
You know, that is a real interesting question. And I would have never thought you could ask Dick Rockwell a baseball question that he wouldn't know what to tell you. I have no idea. And I've got a son that coaches high school baseball. I don't know how they put up with the parents. I mean, it is brutal. Travel baseball is just. So, I don't know how to answer the question. I don't know.
And for you, I mean, this, like you said, you mentioned your wife, you mentioned your family, you mentioned the team being like a family. People say that all the time. They say, oh, we're a family, we're a band of brothers. But you can see really quickly on and off the field if that's not true. Why did that last through your time at LeMoyne? Why do you think with Scott Cassidy that there's still, you know, a program in good hands?
That's a good question, and that pleases me the most about Scott, is he has kept that. There is, our grandsons are freshmen there. There's 7 freshmen. They all room together. They all do stuff together. He likes the coach. He likes the players. He doesn't like some of his philosophy courses and stuff. But other than that, he loves the place. Something is being done right, which, now this is going to sound corny, makes you proud that you've been a part of it, because it was just going to be a stopover. I owe Jesuit so much for the mentoring and like I said, I named maybe 5 or 6 priests today. I could talk a half hour on each priest, how they helped me in the program.